Hi everybody, myself Dilip Kumar. I'm from Narasaraopeta in I'm working as an assistant professor in Department of IT. The topic today we're going to deal is object-oriented programming concepts in Java programming language. Basically, previous programming languages, so they were all of either structural oriented or procedural oriented programming language. So because of that, we had many of the languages like lack of code basability or else not readability. So these are all the various environments. To overcome those problems, to make programming as user friendly, so we had the thing called to object-oriented programming patterns. See, this object-oriented programming strategy, if you take, so it is coming up with many of the concepts. So we can say that each and every one of these concepts as pillar of the object-oriented programming paradigm. So if you see this methodology, so it simplifies software development and maintenance in an easiest way. So that is the reason why. So object-oriented programming methodology is popularized in such a way. So if you see the major concepts of this object-oriented programming methodology, so the way of first one is object, next one is class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. So we can say that these are the main pillars of object-oriented programming strategy. So why? Because so without these things, so we cannot say that is a object-oriented programming language. Any programming language, so not only Java programming language, whichever the higher definition of programming language, so compulsorily these things should be existing. Now let us see each and every one of these concepts in a brief manner. So thereby you can easily identify what is the prominent role each and every one of these concepts are playing in the popularization of object-oriented methodology nowadays in every one of the programming language. So the first one is object. See, object is nothing but a real-time entity. So which is having a behaviors, which is having a state, so which is having an identification. So if these three properties are shown by any object, so that thing will be called as an object in a object-oriented programming methodology. So why? Because why we need to concentrate on this particular things? When we have a problem definition, so if that one wants to be solved in an object-oriented methodology, so definitely we need to have an analysis based on the object only. So who is working on that? Who is using that particular product? What he is doing with that. So what is the usage of that particular one for that particular person. So in such a way only, so we need to think of that particular project as of the particular product. So thereby, so we can develop, so we can make that particular product in user friendly. So thereby, whichever the thing, so we are lacking in the previous concept will be over. So the best example for the object is chair, pen, table, keyboard, bike. So these are all various objects. So we can take them as an example. See, it can be existed in a physical way or as logical way. So whichever the thing. So if that one is having a state, behavior is nothing but functionality. So if it is having identification, so it will be called as one object. So coming to the next one is class. Class is a second pillar of the object-oriented programming methodology. Without a class, we cannot assume any program in a way called as object-oriented programming methodology. See, what actually mean by a class? Class is a comparable with the structure in the previous programming languages. So whichever the major part of thing so we are expecting so can be gathered from the thing called as virtual classroom. So basically by using this class, so whichever the memory management we are expecting, whichever the data hiding we are expecting, whichever the data security we are expecting is going to be possible. So basically, class is nothing but a collection of objects. So one object, if you have, so if that object is similar to the remaining object, so all these objects can be grouped into a class. In general, so that's what we will do. So what is the major advantage of doing like this means? So once we create a code, so it will be used by many of the objects. So thereby time wasting will be avoided. Next one is memory management will be improved. So performance will be improved. Whichever the user friendliness you are expecting will be possible. So that is the reason why. So first of all, so whichever the problem statement we have, whichever the problem definition we have, if that one wants to be solved in a particular way like object-oriented programming strategies, so definitely class should be created. So class is nothing but a collection of classes. This is the diagram which is explaining so how the class is going to be helpful in having object-oriented programming strategies. So coming to the next one is inheritance. Inheritance is the next pillar of the object-oriented programming strategies. So if we make use of this particular inheritance concept, so there are many number of advantages to it. So what it would be means, so the main one is reusability. So reusability means to what? So whichever the thing we are lacking in the previous programming languages, so to gain that one, so we add this particular object-oriented programming strategy. So that is the reason why only so object-oriented programming methodology popularized in such a way. So that the reason is reusability. So once we prepare a code, so it will be used by many of the classes. So that's what inheritance is telling us that pillar of one of the pillars of the object-oriented programming strategies. So actually, what actually mean by inheritance? Inheritance is nothing but acquiring knowledge from the parent classes or is creating new classes from the already existing classes. So whichever all the things so will be called as inheritance. So because of doing like this, so reusability will be increased. So at the same time, polymorphism itself can be achieved by using this inheritance concept. So inheritance is one of the pillars of the object-oriented programming strategies. So coming to the next one is polymorphism. See, polymorphism can be divided into two words. So the first one is poly, next one is morphism. So poly in the sense many, morphism means forms. So in many forms, many number of forms. The best example for this one is a man if you take, so he can perform an action in the different ways. So what it would be, so he can talk. So how can he talk? So he can talk through mouth, he can talk through phone itself. So he can talk through mic itself. So different types of ways we have. So whichever the action we have, so this action can be performed in many of the ways. So for example, take an action like walk. So a man can walk in his own style, bird can walk in its own style, whereas animal can walk in its own style. So there are differences. So from one object to another object. So whichever the thing we are expecting in general, so that wants to be resolved in a programming language. So we had a concept called as polymorphism. So that polymorphism wants to be achieved in object-oriented programming practices. We have two different types of concepts. So one is overloading concept, next one is overriding concept. These are the two different types of concepts which are very much helpful for us to achieve the concept called as polymorphism. So by making use of this one, whichever the customer requirements we have, whichever the customer needs we have, solving that particular problem statement or problem definition will be very much easy. So that is the reason why polymorphism is a must requirement or else a must to be provided into the object-oriented programming strategies. So coming to the next one is abstraction. Abstraction is the major pillar of the object-oriented programming style. Say abstract as the name specifies. So whichever the thing unnecessary to the user, so will be hidden. So whichever the thing needed to the customer only will be shown. For example, so we went to the ATM center. So they what we require, so we require money only. So for that one, what it requires our ATM card details like card number, PIN number, how much amount of money we are expecting. So these things ATM machine will expect from us. So we expect money from the ATM. So this that's all. So only those details only shows to ourselves. Coming back to the background, so many number of processes, programs will run. So how the money checkings will be happen, how the authentication will be happen, how the bank verifications are going on, how the money is going to be dispatched, how the money is calculating, how the money is going to be coming out of that particular one. So these are all the bullshit which has to be handled from the thing called as user whoever is in that particular. So that is the best example for the thing called as abstraction. Because of doing like this, what it would be happen means it becomes very much user friendly to the one whoever is using the particular application. Okay, so that is the reason why. So abstraction is can we say that is one of the major pillars of object-oriented programming strategy. So if you see most of the object-oriented programming languages, abstract can be achieved through many of the things. So 100% if you would like to achieve that one, so the best concept we have is interface. So next one is abstract key. Through those two things only we can achieve whichever the idle of the internal details only showing the functionality from the abstraction whichever we are expecting will be possible. Okay, so this is one of the major part of object-oriented programming strategy. Okay, next one is encapsulation. So encapsulation is nothing but binding or wrapping up of code and data together into a single unit. So it will be called as encapsulation. So the best example for this one is class. So if you take a class, so we had both data members at the same time method system. So all together will be existed in a single unit. So thereby, so whichever the data modifications we are expecting, whichever the protections we are expecting on the data, whichever the limitations we are expecting, so everything is going to be simplified. So with the help of the one part is encapsulation. So that is the reason why. So whichever the program we people are ready to write using the object-oriented programming strategies, it should be existed within the classroom. Without class, we cannot create anything. So that is the reason why. So encapsulation itself can be called as a most widely used concept of the object-oriented programming strategy. So those are all the various concepts of object-oriented programming practices or else programming strategies. So if you see, there are a major number of advantages over the procedure-oriented or else structure-oriented programming practices which we used in the previous programming languages. So the best one is easy to manage. So whichever the concepts we studied so far, like encapsulation, abstraction, or else polymorphism, inheritance, all these things are showing that major number of advantages we have. So what it would be code reusability, memory management, high performance, so easy to manage. So these are all the various advantages of using hoops concept. That is the reason why nowadays most of the programming languages we're using these groups concepts than the procedure oriented or else structure oriented programming practices. Okay, so that's all for today's session.